Do not scroll. This is your final warning. The window is open, and it will not present itself to you in this exact way again. The door is open, the answer is here, and the shift has already begun. You must not scroll past this moment, because what I am speaking to you now is not ordinary, and it will not wait for you again. Listen to me. What you have called confusion is not confusion. It is hesitation, delay disguised as discernment, fear dressed up as wisdom. It is a slow leak in your spirit, draining time-sensitive direction I already released. While you pause, the instruction thins. While you spin in circles, the clarity you asked for slips through the cracks you refuse to seal. I am telling you clearly, your response in this very hour will decide if what I sent stays close or begins to slip away. Not because I want to take anything from you, but because I refuse to let you lose what you prayed for. This is not fear speaking. This is truth, and it is protection. I have sent the guidance. I have aligned the opportunity. I have thinned the noise around you, but I will not allow you to train your heart to ignore me and still expect to keep what comes from me. I see the nights you stayed awake and the days you forced a smile while your mind argued with your spirit. I am with you. I am not condemning you. I am correcting you because I love you and I am guarding your future. You cannot separate the blessing from the source. You must remain aligned with me if you want it to stay. So choose now. Stop the scroll. Breathe. End the negotiation. Say yes to what you already know. Mark it, seal it, and break the pattern of delay in public agreement. Type yes right now and let your obedience begin in this moment. I see the private battle. I have watched the nights you stayed awake replaying one choice 100 different ways. The mornings you put on a brave face though your chest felt heavy. The afternoons you smiled for others while your mind ran in secret circles. I see your fingers hovering over the message you meant to send, your eyes lingering on the opportunity you meant to accept, your heart whispering yes while your habits quietly pulled you back. I see the way you fear getting it wrong, the way you try to make the perfect move so you won't be blamed by others or by yourself later. I see the drafts you never posted, the plans you never started, the quiet overthinking that wears you down until you convince yourself to wait one more day. Hear me. Your hesitation is understandable. It did not come from laziness. It came from pain. Disappointment stacked itself in your memory until your heart learned to brace for loss. You taught yourself to pause so you wouldn't have to bleed again. You promised yourself caution so you wouldn't be embarrassed again. But listen, the caution that once guarded you has become a gate that keeps me out. What protected you for a season now prevents you from receiving what I have already released. Your hesitation is understandable, but it is still a door the enemy uses. Separate who you are from what you have practiced. You are not a failure. You are chosen, protected, and favored. But you built a reflex of postponing what you already know. You trained your mind to ask for another sign after I already gave you confirmation. You have been rehearsing survival more than alignment. This is your turning point. You are standing at a fork where obedience will secure what I sent, and distraction will quietly remove it from your hands. This is not fear speaking. This is truth, and it is protection. If you are ready to choose faith over fear in this decision, mark it boldly. Break your agreement with delay in public. Type 222 now and let your yes move from your heart to your hands. I am with you, and I will steady you as you step. Delay has mechanics. It is not neutral. It bends what was straight, blurs what was clear, and changes the trajectory of what I already sent. Alignment is your access. You cannot separate the blessing from the source and expect it to stay vivid in your hands. When you stay close to me, what I released grows stronger in your awareness, firmer in your grip, more obvious in your path. When you drift, I do not cancel what I gave. but your hold weakens and your sensitivity dulls. You begin to feel far from what is actually near because you have trained your attention to be far from me. Small delays are not small in the spirit. Every time you ignore a gentle nudge, you teach your heart to tolerate distance. Every time you promise yourself later, you make later easier to say next time. Repetition becomes reflex, reflex becomes identity, and suddenly you call yourself confused, when in truth you have simply become desensitized to my cues. This is not fear speaking, this is truth, and it is protection, not because I want to take anything from you, but because I will not let you treat casually what I gave at great cost to prepare you for. Postponement feels like safety because it avoids visible risk, but it silently increases loss. While you wait to feel perfectly ready, the moment shifts position. The people assigned to help you move on to those who are moving. The conditions I aligned for your yes begin to reconfigure around someone who answered. What I sent remains real, but you experience less of it because you chose less connection with me. You cannot receive it fully while remaining disconnected from me. Hear me. The door is open. The answer is here. The shift has already begun. Move with it. Guard your time, your energy, and your attention more carefully. End negotiations with what you already know. Take the next obedience in front of you and take it now. If you would mark this revelation, break agreement with delay out loud and inaction. Choose alignment over analysis. Choose yes over almost. Choose now over later and watch what was slipping become steady in your hands. Now I will expose what has been hiding in plain sight, so it can no longer rule you. Hesitation wears three faces in your life: overthinking, perfection, and seeking permission. Name them clearly, because what you refuse to name continues to narrate your choices. This is not condemnation. This is correction. This is not fear speaking. This is truth, and it is protection. Overthinking is the first mask. You replay scenarios until clarity becomes an idol, and I need to be sure becomes your excuse to stay still. Your mind loops options while your spirit grows numb to my simple nudge. Hear me. Replace more certainty with the next obedient step. Light expands when you walk, not when you stare at the path. You do not need the 10th step to take the first one I already gave you. I have been guiding you, pressing you, and confirming you, yet you keep asking for one more sign. End the negotiation. Move with what you know. Perfection is the second mask. You wait to feel holy enough, ready enough, qualified enough, as if your performance could purchase what my grace already provided. Obedience is not performance, it is response. I am not asking you to arrive polished. I am asking you to arrive present. Excellence grows from repetition. Authority grows from alignment. Start before you feel worthy, and you will discover I am the one who makes you ready on the road. Seeking permission is the third mask. You keep outsourcing your yes to people who were not in the conversation I had with you. Counsel is wise, but consensus can dilute instruction. Too many voices turn my direction into static. Do not confuse applause with alignment. They do not carry what I gave you to carry. I do. If you recognize one of these faces trying to lead you, break agreement with it now. Type 333 as your public yes, then replace each mask with a step. Think less, obey more. Aim less at perfect, aim truer at present. Stop asking for permission I never required. I am with you. Move. Hear me. This is the test you didn't recognize. I do not measure your readiness only by dramatic moments and open stages. I measure it by your response to simple instructions, quiet nudges, and small obediences. No one applauds. The big door is protected by little hinges. Your next step reveals your alignment, not your speech. Your step, not your promise, your practice. This is not fear speaking. This is truth, and it is protection. You ask for confirmation, but I gave you a key, disguised as a small action. One message you have delayed, one apology you have justified avoiding, one application you keep saving for later, one boundary you promise to enforce, one early morning you keep surrendering to fatigue. These are not random tasks. These are proofs of trust. These are pressure tests that teach your heart to move with me in real time. When you answer them quickly, your spirit sharpens. When you ignore them, your sensitivity dulls. Every choice is a vote. Obedience strengthens the blessing. Distraction weakens its hold. If you move when I tell you, you will see confirmations multiply. Doors that seem stiff will ease. Connections will call you by name. The peace you keep craving will settle and stretch. If you stall, you will feel it fade. Not because I am cruel, but because you are training yourself to live far from what you say you want. Alignment is action. Agreement is movement. The door is open, but it will not carry you. You must walk through. Say it out loud now. I will move when you speak. Put weight on it. Seal it publicly. Type 777 as your agreement, and then choose one small obedience before this hour ends. Send the message. Make the call. Set the boundary. Submit the application. Set the alarm. Do not wait for a feeling. Move with what you know. I am with you in the step, and the step is the sign. Now we cut the old cycle. Hear me. What you keep returning to is draining what I am building. If you keep returning to what I freed you from, you will keep hesitating at what I'm leading you into. New favor cannot survive in the same environment that once drained you. You cannot plant a new seed in poisoned soil and expect it to flourish. I am not asking you to be cruel. I am asking you to be clean. This is not fear speaking. This is truth, and it is protection. Name the old so it loses its secret power. Relationships that reopen wounds and call you back to the version of you I already healed. Habits that numb conviction. Late-night scrolling that steals your edge. Substances or screens that quiet the nudge until morning. Routines that steal your mornings. Snoozes stacked into surrender. Unguarded nights that eat your dawn. Media that fractures focus. Voices that mock your purpose. Algorithms that scatter your attention. What you feed grows. What you starve fades. You cannot carry new favor into old cycles and expect it to remain untouched. Letting go may feel like loss, but it is protection. Removal is mercy. I am removing things that no longer serve you, not because I am harsh, but because I am serious about what I'm bringing into your life. Some connections will dim. Some rooms will feel smaller because you outgrew them. This is not punishment, it is placement. I am guarding your future by pruning your present. Now obey me in a clear, measurable cut. Identify one cycle to exit tonight. One number blocked, one app deleted, one boundary spoken, one commitment made and placed on your calendar. Do it before the hour ends. Do not negotiate. Guard your time, your energy, and your attention. Type 888 as your public separation, and then act. Remove, block, unsubscribe. Place the phone in another room, set the alarm, and keep it. Alignment is action. Separation is protection. Move and watch the leak seal and the blessing steady in your hands. Hear me. Discipline is not restriction, it is protection. It is the shield that keeps the miracle from fading. What arrives by grace is kept by discipline and connection. The miracle I placed in your hands is living, and like anything living, it must be tended. Excitement ignites you. Consistency sustains you. This is not fear speaking. This is truth, and it is protection. If you want what I released to remain steady, build a rhythm that keeps you close to me when feelings fluctuate and distractions shout. Discipline is spiritual technology. It orders your outer life so your inner life can stay aligned. It is the daily decision to keep your ear near my mouth. Guard your time, your energy, and your attention, because hesitation begins where focus leaks. Time. Put first things first. If I am first, I will reorder the rest. Energy. Stop giving your sharpest hours to what dulls your spirit. Feed what strengthens you, and rest like someone carrying something holy. Attention. Curate your inputs. Starve the noise that scatters you. Refuse the notification that trains you to fragment. Every guard you set keeps open what you almost lost. Your emotions are real, but they are not your guide. They are indicators, not instructors. Peace follows alignment, not avoidance. When you obey, peace expands even if butterflies remain. When you avoid, relief feels momentary but robs you later. Let your choices be led by what I said, not by what you feel in the moment. I am giving you a simple daily structure to steady what I sent. First 10 minutes, silence and prayer. Before any screen, breathe, listen, and say, "Speak, I will respond." Then one obedience action, just one clear step you already know to take. Then one boundary, one guard around time, energy, or attention you will not negotiate. At night, one review. Ask, what did I obey? What did I avoid? Where did peace expand? Set tomorrow's one step and one boundary before you sleep. If you commit to consistency over convenience for the next 7 days, seal it now. Type 999, block your first 10 minutes, choose today's one step, set today's one boundary, and set a nightly alarm to review. Consistency is what protects your miracle. Stay close, stay steady, stay aligned. Tonight is the breaking point. This is not entertainment. This is an interruption meant to stop a loss already in motion. You feel it, how the edge has been softening, how the urgency tries to lull into later. I am stopping you here because later is the leak. Your response in this very hour will decide if what I sent stays or slips. I will not force you, and I will not keep chasing you with the same instruction forever, not because I want to withhold, but because I refuse to train you to treat my voice as background noise. This is not fear speaking. This is truth, and it is protection. Bring the one thing into the light. The conversation you keep postponing, the repentance you keep rationalizing, the move you keep mapping but never making, the submission you keep resisting, the start you keep surrounding with research but not beginning, the boundary you keep announcing but not enforcing. Name it. Enough waiting, enough bargaining, enough circling. You already know. Write the one sentence that describes it as a clear action, not a wish. Hesitation ends when you schedule obedience and stop negotiating with what you know. Choose a time within the next 24 hours, specific hour, specific minute. Put it in your calendar, set an alarm, prepare what is needed, tell the one person who needs to hear it. If it cannot be completed in 24 hours, then schedule the initiating action in the next 15 minutes. Send the first message, draft the email, set the appointment, place the item in your bag, block the time. Guard your time, your energy, and your attention. Your emotions are real, but they are not your guide. Alignment is. Hear my correction with my care. I will not keep rearranging entire rooms to match an instruction you refuse to answer. But if you move now, I will meet you in the step. I will multiply favor around your yes. Clarity will return as movement. Peace will expand as you obey. Take the pen. Write, my next obedience is, state it clearly. I will do it at time on date. Set the alarm now. Seal it publicly. Type 1414 if you just scheduled your obedience, and complete one initiating action before this hour ends. Choose now and keep what I already released. You have asked, how will I know I'm aligned again? Hear me, alignment does not always arrive like a thunderclap. Often it returns as a quiet steadiness that makes movement simple. Your mind stops arguing with your spirit. The impulse to numb loses its grip. Less reflex to scroll, to snack, to escape into noise. You sense a clean next step instead of 1,000 competing options. Clarity sharpens, not because everything is explained, but because one direction is illuminated enough to walk. Peace does not shout, it settles and holds, even while questions remain. Do not mistake opposition for misalignment. Alignment removes double-mindedness, not resistance. Butterflies may flutter, but you move anyway. The tremor in your hand does not cancel the strength in your feet. You stop polling rooms that are not responsible for your yes. You do not rehearse outcomes, you practice obedience. After you act, the anxiety that used to swell begins to release. Relief is not from escape, it is from agreement. This is not fear speaking, this is truth, and it is protection. You will notice confirmations increase without you chasing them. Messages that land at the right hour, solutions that surface while you work, calendars that open, and doors that close without wounding you because you recognize protection. Sleep deepens. Mornings feel clearer. Gratitude rises without effort. Creativity flows where stagnation lived. You apologize faster. You correct course sooner. You feel a holy discomfort when you try to return to old cycles. Your spirit will not let you linger there. Understand the rhythm I am training into you, the next right step. I rarely show you the whole staircase. I give you a step, and light follows movement. Each morning ask, what is today's obedience? Take it. Guard your time, your energy, and your attention, so the light you receive is not dispersed by distraction. In the evening, review where peace expanded and where you avoided, and choose again. If you are choosing connection over distraction, mark it now. Type aligned as your public agreement, then take one clear step before this hour ends. I have not forgotten you. I have been preparing you. Walk in the peace that produces movement and watch movement multiply peace. Now seal this, hear me. What I released is real, active, and already near, but whether it stays close depends on your response and your consistency. You cannot separate the blessing from the source. Alignment is your access. Every act of obedience strengthens your hold. Every drift into delay loosens it. This is your final warning wrapped in my care. Do not scroll away and return to the same pattern. Not because I want to take anything from you, but because I refuse to let you lose what you prayed for through hesitation. This is not fear speaking, this is truth, and it is protection. Say this out loud with me now. I renounce hesitation. I renounce distraction. I choose obedience. I choose alignment. I choose discipline. I will move when you speak. I will guard my time, my energy, and my attention. I will keep small obediences before I ask for big doors. I will return quickly if I miss. I seal this with action. Here is your 7-day covenant. For the next 7 days, one focused prayer time daily. Set a fixed time, preferably first before any screen. Be still, listen, and respond. One obedience act daily, one clear action you already know, completed before other optional tasks. One boundary kept daily. Choose in advance a guard for time, energy, or attention, a blocked app, a protected work window, a firm relational limit, and do not negotiate it. One nightly reflection, review. What did I obey? What did I avoid? Where did peace expand? Then set tomorrow's one step and one boundary. Place them on your calendar and set alarms. If you slip, repent and resume immediately. No waiting for next week. Consistency is what protects your miracle. Schedule it now. Choose your daily prayer time. Choose today's step. Choose today's boundary. Put each on your calendar and set reminders. Seal it publicly and specifically. Type yes and write the one action you will do within 24 hours. The door is open. The answer is here. The shift has already begun. The moment becomes a miracle when you seal it with immediate obedience and sustained discipline. I am with you. Stay close. Stay steady. Stay aligned.